might come in handy if I was into some pretty nasty spots. All I'd need is a snorkel on this ATV and we'd be all set. I just hopped on the ATV, threw the gear on, and it didn't actually go that smoothly, but we're taking advantage of this beautiful weather. I mean, look at this, it's crazy. So it's a really nice spot that we're going to. I like coming here, usually in the spring and early summer. I haven't been out here yet this year, which is kind of unusual for me. Usually what I end up doing is a bit of a recce before going to these spots, especially for filming. But today, it's going to be a bit of a surprise. We'll see what the water levels are like. There's still a fair bit of standing water in the trail here, which is what I'm kind of navigating through right now. There's some excellent spots in this province to access with the ATVs. Some of you guys watching already know that. Some of you might be excited finally that we got an ATV ride into one of these trips.
Excited. These water levels are looking great.
Hey guys, I'm kind of fortunate. I live close to an ATV trail here in the province. It's nice just to hop on the wheeler and get out for a quick ride or even a full day ride or an overnight ride. Right now though, I would not want to be camping out because you might be able to see it in the lens, but what I'm looking at right now is like a fog of black flies. We're into May and the black flies are in full swing right now. When you're fishing and you're using bug dope, fish, they don't like it. So if you get the family-friendly stuff, you benefit from screwing the bugs off kind of idea, but also it's less potent to the fish and it increases your chances of catching anything. The fish get the scent in the water and they're going to steer clear of anything you're throwing at them. We're just left the ATV and we're walking out to the section of water. Some of you guys might recognize this area that I'm going to today. If you do, that's awesome. I'm just calling it a fire road section. And being in the early spring, there is foliage and stuff like that that comes up, as you can see here. It does get quite tall as the summer progresses, as do a lot of these areas in the backwoods that are accessible remotely in the province. It's nice to get to them this early in the season just because of the fact that you're not fighting with all the ferns and stuff, undergrowth and everything as well. It looks like there have been some people come back here because there's some footprints and stuff like that I'm seeing. So it's nice that some people are getting out and fishing these sections. I've got a really good feeling about tonight, although I don't see any fish rising right now. But the bugs are so fierce that, I don't know, I've got a good feeling. So fingers crossed. I've got a dry fly on, I've got an Adams fly on right now. I've got a couple different patterns with me. I'm gonna start with an Adams. It's a go-to general purpose fly. Some of you guys know that. If you don't, look it up, check it out on Google, great fly. Without further ado, we're gonna carry on. I just came across the beaver dam here, and the beaver's actually in there. I just heard it go into the water, and he's swimming around. You can see the bubbles over there actually, and follow where he's swimming. He's not happy that I'm here. He's probably going to rise soon and slap his tail, but he's quite active. Beavers are vegetarians. They don't touch fish, they don't touch insects. They get all their nutrients and everything from eating the bark off of the trees that they take down. Anyway, I see some fish rising up around the way, so I'm going to respect the beaver dam. I'm not going to walk across it. He actually swam out right here. The entrance to his beaver dam is down in here. I can only imagine how dark it is in there. What a beautiful night for... I see some caddis flies out too, some mayflies, excuse me. Okay guys, we got an active pool here right now. I got a whack of cameras all set up, and you watch because of all this. What I did is I switched my fly out. I've got a black gnat on right now. I have a lot of luck with a black gnat personally. So it's kind of like an Adams, except it's completely black. This guy's a little bit smaller. This is a size 14. The last Adams that I had on was actually a size 12. So hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, it's a dry fly. And because the fish are so active on the surface right now over there, let's see if we can make some magic happen. There's a little bit of breeze that just kicked up. Oh my goodness, the fish are jumping some fierce. If I don't get any rises for this fly, in about 10 casts, I'm switching it out for an elk hair caddis because they're quite active. And I'm casting right into where they're jumping in. I think, oh, I just had one jump at it. I think I might have to switch this fly out. As active as those fish are jumping, they're just not interested in this fly. But again, you can get a good look at it right there. Like an Adams. And see, they're still jumping. So they're still quite active. Change it out. If anybody's interested what a tick looks like, if you're not from this province, but you've heard about ticks, that's one right there. Maybe you can see that. They are horrible creatures that transmit Lyme disease. If it's a black-legged tick, this is not a black-legged tick, this is just a common dog tick. or deer tick. But deer ticks that are black-legged do carry Lyme disease. This is not one of them. But these guys, they live through almost anything, and you have to basically squash them with something really hard. You can't squash them with your fingers. You can't kill them like you could a normal. They compress to nothing. They compress almost paper thin. They fall out of branches like these and high grass and stuff like that, and depending where you are in the province, they're all over the place. I just pulled this guy out of my fly box. You might have heard in previous episodes, I don't like using a clench knot on a fly because it takes away from the ability to create a lifelike pattern to the fly. I can't remember the name of the knot that I tie here, but it's like a clench knot, but if you can see this, the knot is actually, it forms a loop, so the fly can move within that loop freely. And you can mimic the fly on the water to give a lifelike presentation. Crimp the barb. And then I gotta put super floating on. And don't forget when you're putting super floating on to coat your tippet. This is such a technical spot to cast because of all these overhanging brush on this side. Don't really want to go any further. And fish on, baby. That's a good size. He took that pretty hard. Yeah, he's a good sized trout. Beautiful trout. Holy snap. Look at this, folks. Oh my goodness. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I didn't bring my net. Oh my goodness. Look at that, folks. That is a beaut. That is a beautiful trout. Keep them wet. Get a good size for him. My hands are all wet, so it's all good. But he is a beautiful little guy. Nice. That was one of the bigger ones that I saw in here before jumping. So that's all right. So the pupa, the Elcarcatus pupa, worked beautifully. I might have to put floating on it, but I did blow it off, but let's see. I wouldn't have been able to land that standing where I was before. We got another fish on. They like the pupa. This guy's a little bit smaller. He's not as powerful. That last one has a really good size. If I was camping, I would have kept that last one for a pan fry. This guy though is still not too bad. Easy release there. He just let go at the end. It's a perfect time of night right now. It's not the best for shooting, for camera, but it's a great time of night for the fly being presented on the water for the fish to see. There we go. Shout out to you, Nova. Thank you very much. I love you, buddy. I miss you. Keep those fish coming. Yeah, I gotta hit the fly with floating. Get this guy nice and hit with floating. So he floats nice and high. So you can see the elk hair pattern there. And then you can see the tail of the pupa of this fly. They like it. So I'm gonna keep fishing it here. She's wet. So we got nothing happening in the still water there. I'm gonna cast right into the current upstream here. I gotta change my fly out here. I'll give it a couple more casts. The flies, the first trout, he had a pretty aggressive jaw for teeth. Oh, nice, right there. Oh, and he got off. No worries. I had him timed. I think actually he might have been one I caught already. So I created some life there to the fly and I rested it right behind that rock. Fish do like to rest behind the rocks. Oh, here he is. Got him. He's a great size. Oh. He's a little guy. He just feels a little bit bigger than what he actually is. Still got white on the fins, so that indicates a pretty good size. These are really healthy trout. I gotta bring my net next time. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay. There we go. Nice little guy. I didn't plan on releasing him just then. I wanted to show you guys a better look of him, but my hands are slippery because I always make sure I wet my hands before handling trout if my intent is to release. Protects the slime on them, and you don't want to hold them too far out of the water because they dry out and it can kill them. These are really healthy trout. They don't really have any invasive predators in here, so they're getting to a decent size, and I don't want to kill them. I almost feel like I'm Euro nymphing here. Dry! Oh, yeah, great size. Good hookup. He's nice and secure. Should be able to land him. He's a good size. These have all been decent sized brook trout. Healthy brook trout. Oh, he's going into my reserve line. Yep, he's really lots of energy. Lots of energy. Come on, upside down. Get him upside down. There we go. Can't see the hook. Oh, he really swallowed that. Holy snap, he really swallowed this hook. I'm gonna have to put this guy out, I think. Nope, got it out. Okay, look at that guy. Nice little release. He's got a lot of energy. I thought I was gonna have to put him out. He really took that fly down. I'm fishing barbless. I always fish barbless, so it makes the fly relatively easy to come out. But when they take it like that, this fly, look how beat up that fly is now. Holy snap. That's awesome. I love it. That's wicked. I could probably throw that in again and see. Like I said, sometimes an ugly fly makes the best go. But yeah, he swallowed that fly pretty strong. And sometimes even with barbless, if they get it down past, the trout's mouth is really funky to see the inside of. Google it if you want. And there's all kinds of ridges and traps so food can't swim out of their mouth. And sometimes that's what happens with a fly. they go? Hey everyone, welcome to my backyard. We're gonna fry up some fish, we're gonna do up some fixins, and we're gonna make some fish tacos. Stick around and hopefully you'll try it on your next fish fry. Oh, how are you? Yeah? What do you think, Olive? No touch. No touch. Get out of there. Get off of that, you bum. All right, guys, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna chop up. I've got shallots here. Throw all the rubbish into the fire. I've got the fry pan. It's already going with butter. I might throw a little bit more in. Yeah, you can always use more butter. Okay, so I like to cook my fish basically as is, fins on and everything. Don't bother taking the tail off. Basically all I've done is I've cleaned it out, taken the kidneys out, and taken the head off. All right, so I'm just gonna chop up my onions here, or my shallot. I don't normally use shallots, I usually use white or red onion, but I had shallots, so why not? Then cut up the mushrooms, just bell mushrooms, nothing too fancy. All right, now we're cooking with fire. You want to throw some salt, you want to get some pepper on there, get it nice and seasoned. Hey guys, so now that I've got my trout cooked, basically what I can do is take the tail, because there's so many bones in the tail. Personally, I don't like the bones that are in there, but you can eat the fins. Nice and crunchy. Basically, take all my fixins, throw it on top. I heated my tortilla into the fry pan with some cheese. And then just flake the trout off of the backbone, just like so. Bones should basically come right off. Some people just put everything right on. Nice and chunky. Take some avocado. Scoop it out. You guys can't see, but I got dogs right behind the camera just oogling at this. You got avocado. Personally, I like a little bit of hot sauce with it. Just a bit. And whoop, that's about as much mayonnaise as I go with, typically. The tortilla is really crispy. Roll it up. And you got yourself some fish tacos. Pretty tasty. See you again soon, guys. Tight lines. Crazy good.